I'm just saying, because you was being hard on yourself, and you did that like less than 30 minutes.
But I should have been set up at 7.
Oh man, just being hard on yourself.
Hey, look, hold on.
But you know that's what entrepreneurs do. Yeah. Look for perfection and be hard on ourselves.
I know that's right. That's the only way to go.
Man. Make sure y'all excuse my face.
You good, girl. You good.
No, for real. Good. I think this hair did it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I wouldn't know much about that, right?
Sorry.
You talking to me, so you would have to explain that to me, because I wouldn't.
Well, I washed one part of the hair, but I didn't wash the other one, so I should have washed it all. But
okay,
it's all right.
It's all right.
I'm ready.
That's it.
So what's up?
Yeah. So Yvette.
That's me.
Lloyd. Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So if somebody was to ask you, like, in, a few words to describe, what it is that you do, because I know that you wear a lot of hats. Could you put that into, like, a word or a few words if someone was to ask you that?
I could put it into 2 words.
Okay.
God's work.
God's work.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's 2 words. So if I asked for you to define that, what would you say? What
would I say?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a theory with this. So I have a personal relationship with God, and I do what he tells me to do. And I feel like he has so many children to take care of, so many of them to look out for. So he sent people like me with a loving, caring heart and just giving everything, just pure, but that can handle the job, because he know his children is very, very difficult. So I just feel like he assigns me to different things, different times, different paths, and he removes me from it too at the same time, because I just feel like he can't get everybody at once sometimes, and he needs help with his children. So he sent his soldiers like me and to basically help like with everything. And I just really do what he say. If he tell me to sit down, I sit down. If he want me to help this person, I help this person. I have no control of it at all. I don't. Sometimes it's hard to explain, but I don't. It's just something he brought on to me since I was a little girl, really. My mom been whooping my butt since I was little for stealing groceries out the house and giving it to the kids and taking care of people and everything. She been yelling at me all my life with it.
Yeah, so always looking to help somebody else.
Yes, I love it. Yeah. It's therapeutic for me, and I love to see the smile on people's face and everything. And I'm raised off love, so it took me a while to figure out that a lot of people wasn't raised that way. So it was like kind of hurtful when I experienced the opposite, and I couldn't understand it at all. It took me years to understand it. But I understand it now. I know how to move forward. I know how to forgive. I don't forget, but I do forgive at the same time. I do. All
right. So you mentioned like giving you different assignments, right? Oof. So how many assignments do you have currently?
I get a lot of them. Like right now. Yeah. Right now, my assignment is me. My assignment is me, myself, because I've endured so much to a point. I feel like he wants me now to speak and help someone else that's struggling with whatever I've been through. So that's what I feel like now. I still help people on my terms, or when I feel like the time is right and everything like that. But I help people without an attachment, where I could just be like, here, and just keep going. And they'd be like, oh, thank you, something like that. And more or less just me. I gotta get me together. I gotta put myself out there to a point now where people know who Yvette is, because I've been on mute for years.
Okay. Okay. So what would you say is like the biggest vehicle that you're using right now to put yourself out there, to spread love, right?
Yes.
What would that be?
Life Her Podcast. Life Her Podcast. It's more to it. It's like more, even though it's a her in there, it's for him too. It's for all ages, all race, everything. It's for everybody, because even though we may look different, come from different upbringings and everything, we still all go through things in some sort of way. And I just feel like I have the ability to know how to communicate with people without them feeling offensive, or me like making them feel less of themselves. I have a way of communicating with people so they won't feel out of place and disrespected or nothing like that, or less of a person. So I love doing that. And that's why I love doing my interviews in an authentic way, like not having questions prepared. I may have like 2 or 3, but other than that, it's off the dome and off the energy and off of wherever God shifts me to whenever they're speaking.
Okay. So you said life her, and it's not just for her.
No.
Okay. So without her, there would be no him, right?
Oh, look at you.
Huh?
Okay. Yes,
Everybody.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah, that's what's up.
You're right.
So I know you mentioned as a child, right? You used to steal groceries out the house to give to people and whatnot, right?
Yes.
So that loving, caring part of you, right, that motivated you back then and still motivates you to this day. Who gave you that? Who do you think in your household, right, instilled that in you, right?
My mom.
Okay.
My mom. Most likely her. She's always like that. I watched my mom do for her cousins, her sisters, her parents, and everything. And it didn't matter how anyone treated her or who said what to her or anything. My mom still did things out of love. And I will also say my grandparents, I was close to my grandparents on my mom's and my dad's side. So I learned a lot of wisdom from them, and the way they raised me to, I was just loved. I was a love child. Even with my dad, my mom, there was love, it just wasn't nothing like just because, so that's my upbringing. My dad, I could say I got some from him too, as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, you are an entrepreneur, right? Am I correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we sticking that back when you were a child, all right, era.
Yeah.
Who do you think instilled that in you? That hustle, that wanting your own.
You know what's so crazy? My bonus dad. He made me read books every summer. He had me doing so much stuff. And oh my God, I used to be so pissed. Like I had to do extra spelling words, just extra everything. And we lived in a home, and it was a home next door to us. It was a lot bigger than the home that we were living in. It was like a small home, and he purchased it from the woman that was there, and that was his first walk to real estate. So he still owned the home that we were living in, and then we ended up moving next door into the other home. And watching him grow from that, he go from one home and he like, wait a minute, I could really keep doing this. So he started purchasing home after home, commercial properties. He was still working his 9-to-5 job all the time, and he also was cutting grass and everything. So I watched him do a lot of that. And I'm like, man, he could really be his own boss, but he's still working his 9 to 5, but he still makes time to actually, finance and do things for himself. So that's where I really got it from him, me watching him, and also just watching family overall. I always wanted to do the opposite. I watched my parents, grandparents, I watched everybody work. And I just felt like I just really didn't want to work for anybody like that. And I just wanted to just build wealth and do things my way and everything. And I watched my bonus dad do that, and he built a lot of wealth. He did a lot of things. So he just didn't get to enjoy it. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things I've learned is a lot of them, the old school folks, I ain't seen too much of them enjoying it as they should, vacations and things like that. Okay. But yeah.
All right. So from seeing that, when you got your first opportunity to start your own thing, right? What was that, and around when did that happen?
2008. Yep, 2008. What's so crazy? I could never get a job. When I turned 18, when I turned 16, I was trying to get a job. Then I was like, forget it. So when I turned 18, I was applying any and everywhere to get a job. And then my brother, he ended up having a son. My nephew was going to the daycare there. And when my nephew was going to the daycare, I used to always pick him up. And I ain't never been in a daycare before. I'm like, this kind of different. I think I want to come up in here. And I'm in school at Kent State for nursing. I was getting ready to become a nurse. And then after my nursing, I wanted to become a brain surgeon. So once I seen where my nephew was at, I was still going to nursing school, and they hired me to work at the daycare. And I started to love it. I went from the infant room to the toddler room to cook to preschool room, pre-K room, school age room, and office. And I learned every angle when it came to childcare. And I was like, I want to do this. I want a daycare. So I ended up changing my major. I was almost done with nursing school. Changed my major to early childhood education, and I ended up getting my associates in it. But one of the parents, they didn't want their child to go to that daycare anymore. So I ended up branching off, and I started watching kids at my house, but I wasn't licensed yet. I was just doing private pay parents and stuff like that, and I was watching their kids, and it just went from there. I started getting my LLC and everything. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was doing it because wasn't nobody in my family entrepreneurs like that, So I just did it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the first. And how many different endeavors have you done? Right?
Oh, I did a few. I had Fidea Young Women's Program. I actually started that. I actually got licensed for a daycare in 2012. And I also started Fidea, a youth program for young girls, in 2012. So I had my daycare center upstairs, and then I had my youth program downstairs, having young girls come in, speaking life into them, preparing them for adulthood, financial literacy, job readiness, college prep, taking them to places that was outside of their comfort zone and outside of places where they don't live at and never been. So I started doing a lot of that, and I did it for some years. I just loved it. I did.
Okay. So after Fidea, was there anything else prior to Life Her?
Well, I did Life Her. I just did my daycare. Then I did Fidea, and then I did some real estate, and then I ended up doing janitorial. I did that, and I actually did that with my husband, and then that was like really it of like all the things I was doing. And like now I do podcast studio, hair salon, pet store, real estate. And it's just like investing in different futuristic companies and everything. So I'll be doing all of that now.
Yeah. So you are a serial entrepreneur.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And an investor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you spoke about Fidea, right? It is Fidea, right?
Yes.
Okay. You mentioned that you were speaking life into those young ladies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know, like, the name Life Her for your podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
When did that come to you?
You know, so crazy. It was gonna be called, I think, Life Vet or Life something. I can't remember. It was something my mom was thinking of, because I was telling my mom, because I stopped doing Fidea. So I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I want to do something another way to give back, but I really don't want to do the way I was doing it. And she was like, okay. I said, well, I want to do a podcast. She was like, what's that? So she's thinking it was like just radio, like 107.9 type thing. And then I told her, like, why don't you do it with me? I'm like, people would love to hear you. So my friend Olivia, she ended up was like, why don't you just throw her in there? So I'm like, okay. So it ended up just being Life Her podcast. And then I just end up taking off from there. I've always had a publicist. Shout out to Crystal Coleman. That's my girl. She always represented me like for Fidea all the time. That's when I got all of my press releases and everything. So she ended up finding out, and then I started researching other publicists. I got to know a lot of them. And once I did that, I did a few people from home, and that was like my start of having content. So once I had that start of having content and having different publicists, following them, interacting on their page, networking with them, I started getting their clients. People started knowing who I was. Like, wait a minute, you did Fidea and you did this, but now you doing this. And I'm like, yeah. And so they were excited because a lot of people knew my personality. They knew everything that I was doing. So a lot of people believed in me, and they just started pitching their clients to me, and it just took off nonstop from there.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I know you mentioned, it's your time, right?
Oh, yeah.
And to tell and show people who you are, who Yvette is, right?
Yes.
So that is through Life Her podcast. Right?
Yes. Yes. I have so many entrepreneurship experiences, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. I've been through some things, but I didn't let it stop me. I didn't let people like take over my mental, my spirit, my soul. I wouldn't let them have the benefit of the doubt of it. So I'm just really excited to just even really let people get to know me, because some people think I only do Life Her. So because I never talk about it, I dim my light a lot. I'll be dimming that bad boy real low. And like my sister or cousins or friends and them, they be trying to be like, oh, she does this and that. And I just be like trying to go and hide it. Like, wish I could just bring some little cover over here, some little blanket. But I never like just let people know, hey, I'm Yvette and I do such and such. So yeah, that was me. That's me. I'm low key. But I do a lot on social media at the same time. But I'm like antisocial in person. Don't be around a lot of people or nothing.
Yeah. So, what do people have to look forward to when it comes to the next stage of Life Her podcast?
Man, I mean, just authentic, just being me, just being who I am, and just hearing things on a lot of people. They start a business, but it'd be so funny seeing the people in their first 5 years and they just be rushing. Like they be rushing, they be wanting to see millions of dollars. Some people get lucky though. Some people be blessed quickly with a lot of things. But at the same time, people don't know what happens behind the scenes. Yes, they may drive this nice car. They may have this nice house. They may have look nice or just make things look good. And we just got extra content and we just putting it out there and we ain't even got one client. But we make you feel like we got one client and we don't, you know? But you got to keep going and putting the illusion out there because people going to use their imagination anyway. So why not give them something to look at and something to look forward to, something to be motivated about, something to feel good about, or something to be pissed about. You know, it can be anything. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be letting people know, like, the ins and outs of having a business and the things that I personally went through with having a business, because I had people that was still close to me thinking that everything was okay. But just because I don't share with you, it doesn't mean I'm not going through nothing. It doesn't mean I have all of this money. And a lot of times people count money that you don't even have. Like, I wish I had that much you counting. But that's not what it is. So yeah.
All right. So if you wanted to leave the people that watch this with a few words or a few, things that you would like to leave before we end this interview, what would you want to say to people?
My biggest thing is mind your business. You know, this may sound mean, I don't know, but minding your business is just such a peaceful place. It's not like you just being in somebody's business, or you may be, I don't know. But it's just the fact of worrying about yourself and doing you and carrying on your problems only, instead of taking on things on the outside that has nothing to do with you. My mom used to always say, stay in your lane. That was like one of her biggest things she used to say all the time. Stay in your lane and do you. She used to tell me that all the time. And a lot of people's problems don't even be their own. If they just like mind their own business and make their problems, they will get a lot accomplished in life if they did that. And one more thing, not caring what people say and think about you. 9 times out of 10, their life ain't even together. And what benefit they gonna do by talking about you besides making other people interested in you too? So it shouldn't even matter what people say. I know I don't care. I just be like, okay. I wholeheartedly don't care.
There you go.
I wholeheartedly don't care. I don't give a damn. Mind your business. I'm minding mine. Stay out of mine. Worry about yours. That's all I'm saying. I'm so serious though. I am so serious. For real. It's crucial. Yes. 911. Cut. I am Yvette Lloyd. I am host of Life Her Podcast. So make sure y'all tune in because y'all really see another side of me. I have a great personality. I'm very funny. I know this because that guy right there is laughing that you hear in the background too.
I'm trying not to,
but yeah, tune in, follow, subscribe, stop acting funny, and also check out my vlogs too. You get to see the business side and personal side, not too personal, but personal enough. But yeah, come on, y'all.